Boy, we done had a day, ain't we, my boy? I see Red Nation in the building. What's good?
Yes, sir.
Y'all already know, man. It's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. How y'all feeling today, Chicago? We've had a day. And I'm going to be honest with you. We've had an off season. And so we definitely got to get in here to talk about the Chicago Bulls front office and what they really have going on. First things first, it's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. Joined by the Brody Bro, the man that's always on, Stefan Adon Line One.
Yes,
what's going on with you, my
yes,
boy?
Sir. Yes, sir. I'm good. How we feeling?
Listen. Bulls got some pieces.
Hey.
Bulls got some pieces, so we feeling good.
Hey.
The Bulls got some pieces, so we feeling good.
Let's go.
Kid is definitely on his way, dealing with some things. So y'all pray for my boy. He's going through it right now, but y'all already know that he got to come through and talk about this. So he's gonna be in the live with us as well. We are live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on the Contender. So if you can't stick around for the full video, make sure that you hop on the Contender. You can hop on there by checking the link in the description below as well. This is the only Chicago sports show that's talking Chicago sports. How Chicago talking? Guess what? We are talking Chicago sports weekly. So make sure you like the video, subscribe to the page because we don't want you to miss a thing, and hit that bell. Let's get into this, man, because the people have kind of already heard my thoughts. Because I was on here kind of a little bit after the news broke. So I want to hear from you. Who's not a Chicago Bulls fan, but you live in the city, you watch, you enjoy the games, all that good stuff. And you watch enough with us that you be kind of a fan. We don't really know what you are. You're a fan all till Miami come through. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm all with y'all till Miami come to town. That's
based on what we've seen from Acme this offseason. And yes, they have a nickname already.
Hey, now listen, before you continue, now you see what you just called them? You see what they've been doing? That deserves a nickname. That deserves a name. Not none of this guard packs. I don't know what
you say you're not giving them a nickname unless you're successful. Eastern Conference final team. Eastern Conference final. Derrick Rose. No guard pack. All right, whatever.
No guard pack.
How you feeling? How are you feeling about what we saw AK pull off today, and just the offseason in general from the Bulls?
Okay, well, first off, I'm gonna just say this to start off. Where are all my closet AK fans? And I want to let y'all know because I don't forget. I never forget.
You forget.
No.
You be forgetting.
The draft sometimes. the draft. His first draft when they drafted P. Will.
Killing.
Wow, why are we taking a small forward, power forward? He doesn't know what he's doing. This is starting off rough. I don't understand what we're doing. And we said, did you see what he did with the Nuggets team? I said, give him time. Let it marinate. Let him do his thing. Now, I said this was going to be a 2-year, maybe 3-year process.
He said 2 years.
2 years. 2 years.
Hey, K said, give me 6 months.
Right. So now look, he's giving you all of this. This type of stuff deserves a nickname. Now, I will say this, just to break down this trade before we actually do get into the Bulls. First of all, AK needs to be arrested. AK needs to be arrested.
For fleecing him like that?
No, it's not fleecing. He's been finessing everybody. He's been finessing everybody that he's traded with up until this point. Now, I will say this, Cleveland. First of all, Lowry is taking all L's because you tried to go to Dallas, powdered your way all the way to Cleveland, where now you have to battle 5 people who are legitimately better than you at your position for time. Jarrett Allen's not going to sit on the bench. Evan Mobley is the second pick.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy that. Another man's trash. By the way, again, like Portland, I'm gonna need Dame to come on, bro. Come on, it's time. You get back Larry Nance.
No. I need him to stay there.
No. Full disclosure, I think if he stays there, he's gonna wheel them to the playoffs.
Oh yeah, for sure. He'll get him.
He needs to leave. But in actuality, just to get to the Bulls, with this signing of Derek Jones Jr. and the protected first, what is it, 2020?
It's still like 2028.
2028,
pretty much through 2028. Yeah,
protected first round pick. Like, dude, I told y'all the night of the draft when AK selected P. Will that once he selected P. Will, this team was gonna start off as a defensive team. I don't want to talk offense. I don't want to talk offense because I know these mugs can score. We seen that without these pieces, these mugs was averaging
110 points a game last season. Yeah,
was averaging 110. Now you add Derek Jones Jr. into the mix, and I don't want to talk about his high flying ability. Let's talk about his defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have a person who can legitimately guard the 1 through 4. Now you have Lonzo. Now you have DeMar. Zach is completely bought in on defense, and while he's not the greatest defender, he's using his hands. You have Io, like you have Vooch, you have all these pieces, and yet you guys are still under the luxury tax. I'm telling you right now, just looking at the East, top to bottom, whoever is saying that like this is a clear cut shot for the Nets are gonna take it. This is what it's gonna be.
Man, healthy Nets. I'm still on that. Healthy Nets. I'm still on that. We talk about a healthy Nets. A healthy Nets.
A healthy Nets. No, yes, I'm still taking them, but it's gonna be much harder for them to do what they gotta do because now you have the Bulls and the Heat that are like, you have these stout defenders that can switch. I'm looking at this Bulls squad.
Yeah.
The switches 1 through 5, the versatile defense, all this stuff. Like all the moves that he's made have been on par for y'all to have an A+ offseason. I'm not gonna go as far as putting them in the Eastern Conference Finals, because they still gotta go do it. Cause like on paper, this looks nice. Everybody's talking about it. It looks nice, but the Bulls are up, and they're coming, and they're ready. They're ready.
I would say that you have to put them in the Eastern Conference Finals conversation not because of what actually they have, or not because of the moves that they've gone out and made. Well, no, let me take that back. Not because of what they actually have, because you're right, we do need to see it on paper, but because of the moves that they have actually made. AK is positioning this team not to win an NBA championship in 2 years and 4 years, and he right now, this season, next season.
Hey, by the way, Derek Jones Jr., 24.
It's absolutely. Absolutely, and that's what I was saying kind of earlier, that the Chicago Bulls are not only poised to be good now,
but
right now, they're poised to be good in the future as well. We had a lot of people remember when the Vooch trade went down. A lot of people were talking about, oh my goodness, the I can't believe that we traded this for Vooch. I can't believe that we've given this up. How are we going to be able to come back from a situation like this? And the interesting thing to me is, because you're saying that because you didn't believe that they had enough to win right now. Yes, you gave up a lot of capital in the beginning, didn't you? You gave up a good chunk. But the talent you have on the team right now, the players, and this is what is important. It's not about futures. It's about the players on the team right now. The players you have on the team right now are young, valuable assets that are coming up. So right now, you have your core right now: Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball, DeMar DeRozan, Nikola Vucevic. Right? Crazy four. A lot of people don't believe so, but I'm telling y'all, it's a crazy.
That's a really great four battle.
And we listen, when we gonna talk about the disrespect that ESPN is on,
bro. The national TV schedule alone is just is
I'm cool on that because I kind of like that. I like the Bulls. You know why? Because I want to hear the Bulls on with Stacey King in them.
True.
And granted, we're gonna be here live calling the game, so tune in with your boys. But I would rather hear the Bulls with Stacey King in them. You know what I'm saying? But to me, the way that AK has built this team, and shout out to Debo for the super chat.
Yo,
the way that AK has built this team is a team that should be successful, not just now, years to come. Years to come. He set this team up, if the talent pans out, if things work out, for a 10-year run. And everybody's complaining about the picks. You have players on the court right now that have NBA experience that are under 25.
Yo, and the thing I want to add to that is, like, it would be different if the Bulls was like dead in the water. Like y'all just coming out for what, 30? How many games
did we win last year?
Yeah, did y'all win last year? What, 30?
Not that many. Was it?
Let
me get the record up for you. Go ahead with your point, though.
It was in the third, but like you have
31 and 41.
You have
season, 31,
you
41.
have Zach, and he's clearly on record talking about I want to get paid. I've earned my just due, and it's cool. We get on here, and then me, Pat, everybody else, tune in to Zach TV. Zach is a bucket. Everything like this. This is what stars are talking about when they say, "Yo, we need to get help because I want to stay here, but I also know that we can get better." Like all jokes aside, Damian Lillard is beating the table right now. Looking at this, like for real, for real. Like, cause I'm just like, yo, I'm putting up almost 27 a game in the regular season, and they go to like 35 in the post.
Yeah.
And we get in the first round exit every time. Like, if y'all cool with that, that's fine. But AK is showing you that, yo, like, we have talent. I built the Nuggets. We're not gonna rest on I wasn't resting on my laurels there. What makes you think I'm gonna rest on my laurels here? Like, that makes no sense. So he's gonna go out and makes the moves that he needs to, because if you go back and look at what he did in Denver was a solid second round team. And then he put Jokic in the forefront, turned around and got Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
Then turned around and got Gary Harris, brought in Paul Millsap, and put them pieces around them. Now we talk about them as hey, yo, they can get to the Western Conference Finals every year. That's the type of stuff that you want to see. So I'm totally with this. To me, this is definitely a top 4, top 5 team in the East. I clearly believe that they're better than Boston. I definitely think they're better than Milwaukee. Right now, outside of Giannis, because they have better surrounding pieces, a better bench. It's up. It's up. Like it's up. Like it's legitimately up there, and I'm excited to see what this Bulls team does for next year.
I mean, I think about it on over 100 in the chat.
Hey yo,
I think about it.
go ahead and smash that like button too. I'm looking at them likes. We got to get that up. We got to get
what
that
the likes
count
at?
up,
What we
man.
got at the likes at? What we got the 24 likes, 106 people in the chat. Now listen.
You right there.
Listen.
It's a Friday night.
Hold on. Because I'm gonna just introduce them into the chat. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do this, but not only am I going to introduce them, I got to give them the full screen. Go ahead, Petty Casanova.
See, you niggas think we playing. That's what it is. You niggas think we playing. Get them mics up. We will stop this show right now if you don't get the mics up.
Hey, what's good, my boy?
You know why I'm wearing a New York hat? First of all, I'm a Yankees fan. Whatever. But Derrick Rose plays in New York, and I'm a Derrick Rose fan. So whatever. For the time being, you just want to deal with it. Don't ask me why I'm on the Chicago sports. This is our show. You a guest. Don't worry about it. Get the mics up. Stop playing with me. Get the mics up. You get the right day wrong person. Get the mics up.
This the only. Hey, I told y'all. This
what
the
only get the mics up.
Sports show that's right talking. Hey, look, I told y'all this is the only Chicago sports show that's talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. The only show where you come in and getting threatened to like the button.
Ron Johnson, you can take your thumbs down and go somewhere with it.
Oh man, that is hilarious.
Oh man.
Ron Johnson, he sounds like he do news for nobody. Anyway,
he sounds like Anchorman.
So, kid, listen, welcome to the chat. First off, my brother, how you feeling? Well, we already had that conversation. Hey, listen, prayers up to you, bro. We hope that everything is going well. Prayers. Everything's going in the right direction. A lot of prayers coming your way from the chat as well. You know, we all got that love for you. But listen,
I'm gonna turn my hat to the back so people don't get it twisted.
How you feel?
Hey, listen, I legitimately have a Red Bulls hat that just ain't made it here, so don't worry about it. Yeah, Chicago Rays, you got threatened by Yankees fan on the Chicago channel. You definitely did.
And before we get before we get Kid's opinion on it, we do got the phone lines open, y'all. The Contender phone lines. Call into the show 855-908-5668. We want to hear from y'all as well. We absolutely want to hear from y'all as well. So call into the show and show the love. Shout out to Chris Newman. We see you with the super chat, my boy. We appreciate that love, man. Call into the show. You know, the Contender phone lines where you can find the Contender. Is going to be an app coming soon. It's so close to being here, so y'all get in tune with that as well. Keep on the lookout. Basically, if you're in the live and you can't watch us live right now, it's live sports talk all the time. No commercials, none of that, and you're getting the best coverage that you're going to get on Chicago sports Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You get to hear me, myself. You get to hear P. Kid. You get to hear Ringo J, the man formerly known as Stefan the Don. Flip that around. Don't worry about it.
Gang.
You get to hear all of us on there, man, as well as John Zagor. We got a bunch of people that are a part of the Contender from the Chicago side, man. So get in tune with the app, get in tune with the show, and call into the show, man. We want to hear from y'all, man. So, Kid, with all of this mess, that this offseason has brought, how are you feeling about what we saw, not only from AK today, but from the offseason as a whole?
Man, listen, first off, fresh off work, have to hop in. I appreciate you inviting me on. For those who don't know, we are trying to do this more regularly. We're going to go live more often this season than we've ever have before. So be in tune with that. Got some major news coming. Got some gifts, some giveaways, and not just no regular giveaways, no regular giveaways. I have to throw that out there. But we're talking about real autographed memorabilia for our P1s and things of that nature. So please stay in tune with us. For all the P1s in there, I appreciate you. Thank you for the well wishes. Spocky was good. Now I would say this: Laurie marketing being gone. Hey, we were. I think you mentioned in your video the best earlier. He was a throwaway in a lot of trades that we mentioned for DeMar DeRozan, for Alonzo Ball, stuff like that. Let's not act like we didn't see the hard work you put in. So shout out to you, my brother, for doing that. AK is the GOAT. Like, he is the GM of the year. Because not only did he get everybody we speculated, like we speculated for Alonzo Ball, we got him at a cheap price. To be honest with you, I was thinking at 100 mil, we got him at 84 or 80, yeah, 84, 85, whatever the case was, right? Got him. I was looking at DeMar DeRozan, was thinking we was gonna get him. Maybe we pay him 100. Everybody was comfortable with that. For those who said we wasn't, go back and look at those lives. There was a lot of people say, yeah, we'll pay 4 years, 100 mil for DeMar DeRozan. 20 points a game, 5 rebounds, 3, 4 assists a game. We need that type of production on a consistent basis. That's what DeMar brings to us. Guess what? Got him at not only a cheaper price, but we still maintain our core stars with it. So guess what? Boom, got that man. For those who don't know, Derrick Jones Jr. is a rim runner. He's a high flyer. And guess what? With Alonzo Ball and stuff like that, another wing that can do that. Oh my God! Listen, my man is going to. You thought Lob City was going to be was with LA. We have an opportunity to see that here because we got Zach LaVine, two-time, I think it's two-time champion. We got Derrick who can absolutely go get that thing. Listen, it is a no-brainer that we're gonna have some highlights at the very least from Chicago with Lonzo Ball at the point and stuff like that. So realistically, everything that we had in question gets pushed to the bench. To be honest with you, I start Derrick Jones Jr. over Patrick Williams. I really would. Why? Patrick does need some time to develop, but on that second unit with Kobe White, I can absolutely see them torturing this league. Absolutely. So all the way around, we've made big moves. And at the very least, everyone was talking about those picks we gave up to get Vooch. Guess what we got back? We got some picks back. So not only did he finesse to get Vooch, he actually finessed to get us some picks for next year too. I mean, all right, listen, we got to root for Portland a little bit. We got to root for Portland a little bit, but guess what? They're in a different conference. We can root for them. We can root for them. At the very least, we see them in the championship. If at the most we see them in the championship, if that's what it comes to, if we make it there. But hey, listen, that's cool. Guess what? We can root for them, and it still sets us up for a long-term success. So I mean, listen, absolute finesse game right here. Listen, Acme is making it happen. I've never seen an organization turn around in a season and a half like the Bulls have done. I just haven't seen it in recent history. You know, we could talk about the Boston Celtics, we talk about the Lakers and stuff like that. Those are storied franchises with a much more storied history than the Bulls have. We really just dominated the 90s. That's all we have. The Lakers and the Celtics have dominated the league for years. But realistically, this man's turn. This man and this executive team has turned the entire organization around in record time. Yeah. Round of applause for him, bro.
Hey, one off season, bro. One off season, man.
And we under the cap, bro. We under the cap too. You know what? You know who you can sign with 11 million to spare?
I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. I was with you. All until you said Derrick Jones Jr. need to be the starter.
Yeah, P. Will has actually got a shooting game. Derrick Jones Jr. is basically a glorified power
Take it from me. He can start you a couple of games with somebody not out there, but P. Will, as we seen from Summer League, hey, he said he got the clip on him.
Well, listen, I'll say this though. Shooting wise in Summer League actually does show you something. I'm cool with. I will agree with that. But Summer League trophies don't show me a dang thing because I've been here for Denzel Valentine and Tony Snell. Let me tell you right now, nobody's checking for it. Yeah,
nobody's checking for that.
Now
nobody's checking for it.
I will say off the bench, him. Troy Brown, Alex Caruso. These can be versatile defense. You can plug them in and out.
Yeah.
Anytime you want. Like I said, I'm not talking offense. This team should be at the top of the league defensively. I'm not playing no games. That's my challenge to them. But for this upcoming season, because there's no way that they should not be at least top 5 defensively.
I don't disagree. At all. I think we lost Kid Cameron there for a little bit, but we'll be all good with that. We'll get him back on sooner than later. Let's go to the phones, man. Let's hear from the people. Let's hear from C-Red Nation. Let's get them likes up, man. Let's get them likes up. But let's hear from C-Red Nation. Let's start it off. 602 talking about Dwayne. Dwayne, what's going on, man? Yeah, I got you, man. What's going on with you?
Yo,
Hey y'all, let me just first off saying this that I love y'all. Y'all are great Chicago sports, you know, talk podcast, and I watch y'all guys all the time. But I pretty much
Appreciate that love.
everything that PK was saying about the Bulls winning this offseason. AK, he has done something that I have pretty much have never seen. You mentioned the Celtics, you mentioned a few people. But for us to be pretty much bottom feeders for the past 5 years and completely overhaul the roster in 13 months is just ridiculous. That's something I've never seen. And like you said, Bulls deserve a round of applause for that. And it is great to see that the Bulls, they could possibly be back next year. Like
Yeah.
you said, we're contending right now. And it's great to see. And AK definitely if they go somewhere this offseason or go somewhere this postseason, he definitely deserves executive of the year because this is something I don't think nobody saw coming. And even when he first got hired, I I trusted this man because what he did in Denver, but he even blew my expectations away. So like you said, P Kid, that this is something that's amazing. AK did great. He's playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers, and it's just dope to see.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Appreciate you for calling in, my boy. Appreciate the love, man. Um, definitely gonna definitely call back in, man, and stay tuned in with us, man. And he's right. DJ's right, man. DJ, I mean Dwayne, my fault. I said DJ. I'm sitting here thinking about DJJ. He's absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? Like when we're talking about what AK has been able to come out here and do in one offseason, and this is the thing that I said, right? And Kid kind of brought it up too. We've never, never looked at an issue, maybe since the 90s, maybe the 90s we did. We've never had in a long time, had a reason that we were like, yo, the Bulls are really struggling in this area. The Bulls are really not able to make this happen in this area. And then a GM look at it and be like, yeah, we are struggling there. Let's go out and get that.
Do you realize this is what it means to have a competent executive team. This is what it means to do that. Like, listen, let's be honest. We've watched from the sidelines to see other organizations pull themselves together across the league. We've seen Miami rise and fall. We've seen Gordon.
Whoa.
You did that on purpose.
Hold on. I know we just getting off the work. I know you just getting off work. You might be a little tired.
He said, whoa.
You might be a little tired.
Fall.
Hey, listen. You're not going to win the ring. Miami's not winning the ring before Chicago.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Whoa. Are the Chicago Bulls up in this bag?
Hey.
We got the Bulls watching it. What else, CNN Nation? Bulls Nation is in love. Hey, we done made it. We in the game.
Hey.
We in the game. Clap it up.
That's really the Bulls organization. Hey, much love to you, baby. Hey, listen. We trying to get that press pass. We would love to sit there and talk. We would love to get that press pass to talk Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. So let me know. Anyway, long story short, though, listen. This is what it takes. This is what a competent executive team looks like. And we in it. We in it. Miami's not winning before we win.
Bro.
Boston's not going to win again before we win. Boston's not going to win again before we win. They're not. The only two teams in the East that are definitively going to be a struggle are the Nets and the Bucks. That's it. Outside of that,
I'm gonna be real with you. The Bucks are a beatable team. Now, listen, nobody's stopping Giannis. Nobody in the NBA right now can stand in front of Giannis Antetokounmpo and say, "I'm gonna slow you down."
Kawhi did.
I want Kawhi to see him. Hold up.
I'll take that bet any day.
He did though.
I'll take that bet.
That's not the same Giannis. That's not the same Giannis.
Yeah,
See,
no,
this
that's
man-
like-
hey yo, this the man that said he got no bag.
Yo, cause he really don't.
Here we go.
Yo, that's another conversation for another day.
But
I'm
no,
really not
I mean,
finna get into
when
that.
I look at and we'll kind of get into, what kind of grade we would give this offense. But when I'm looking into, or not this offense, this off season, when I'm looking into this team, I'm looking at a team that for the first time, and I said this in my earlier live, and T, we see you. We finna get to you in a second, my boy. This is the first Bulls team since Jordan that the front office has said it's on the players to make it happen.
I'll agree with
100%. 100%. This is the first team since Jordan, because with the Bulls, with the Derrick Rose Bulls, as much as I love them, there was a hole. There was never a shooting guard. Never. Ronnie Brewer, Keith Bogan, Rip Hamilton, Ben Gordon early, who was very streaky. Ben Gordon was a short Chris Middleton, pretty much, minus the defense.
This is where you know where the real fans are, though, dog.
You said what?
You know where the real fans are. Derrick Rose faithfuls, which we all are, will sit there and say, hey, listen, youngest MVP, Hall of Famer, we with that. We want to see Derrick win. But as a team, that team was beatable. They got beat. Yep. This team we have now, all it takes is chemistry. If the chemistry is right, this is a much better team than that team that right there. Yep. Hands down.
Yep.
If you sit here and talk about this is not a better team, you smoking. Vooch is a better. Vooch himself is a better center than Joakim Noah was.
Yeah, 100%.
Zach LaVine is a better. Zach LaVine is better than all the shooting guards we had during Jeff Rose era combined.
Joakim was right. That was a triple double every night.
This is the thing. Joakim, he's a better scorer than Joakim is, but Joakim got the defensive side. So it's really about what NBA you want to. It's about that.
From a defensive perspective, we are a higher defensively rated team than they were. Now
I'm just talking about Joakim as a whole. Joakim versus Vooch. They were completely asked to do different things.
If we're gonna give Joakim credit, he was the Draymond Green before Draymond Green.
I wish Joakim and Draymond really kind of played at the same time. Like when they was both in their prime. That would have been so fun to watch.
That would have been fun to watch. Because realistically, Joakim Noah did not put up all-star stats every year, but you knew he was a heart and soul of this team. You knew that. That's cool. Just like Draymond is not putting up Hall of Fame stats, but guess what? He's going to go into the Hall of Fame for his role on one of the best teams that have ever touched the floor. So guess what? We give him a respect where respect is due. But at the end of the day, this is a much better product to put on the floor than we had with Derrick Rose. Now, I'm salty because I would love to have seen Derrick Rose with a much better center, a much better shooting guard.
Yeah.
Like I would love my point guard who can get to the bucket whenever he want to get to the bucket, to be able to drop dimes to people who can get buckets whenever they want to get buckets. But you be hard pressed to go down that list and find people who can get buckets like these dudes can get buckets. You'd be real hard pressed. That like you have to be a hater to not appreciate that. And I don't think we full of haters. We wanted this team to win ultimately because as a city, we want that championship. So listen, this is a much better product, and we got to thank two people for getting it done. And I appreciate them for getting it done, man.
I would say three, honestly, because there's one guy we can't forget about. We got to show love to AK. We got to show love to Mark Eversley 100%. You got to show love to JJ Polk out of the New Orleans organization coming over to the Chicago Bulls. He is our cap specialist. This man out here working magic. This man is out here working magic, bro.
Hey, G-Pop. No. Hey, Cam Parker, you see me pointing at you? Stop smoking dope, dog. Crack is whack. I don't know what you're talking about, dog. Stop playing with me, dog.
I don't even know what just happened. I'm not even sure.
He said Lonzo was the worst move this offseason.
Here we go. All right.
I'm going to just say this real quick. When you actually get into the offseason and put the work in instead of going like Ben Simmons and going to your instead of going like Ben Simmons and going to your local export.
Hey, if Ben Simmons,
yo,
I love the trolls. My question is, it gives me something to feed off of because this was a test run for the trolls. Guess what? This is for you. This is literally for me to go at you right now. I just want you to know. Guess what? We know you smoke. We smoking on Can Pack tonight. That's what we do because you's a whole
Hey, real quick though. I just want to know who are Ben Simmons' friends.
He ain't got no
is telling this man bro.
You want to know how I know he ain't got no friends? If Pat was sitting on 180 M's, and I was like, Pat, all you got to do is learn how to shoot every once in a while. Guess what?
Throws.
Me and you will be in the gym every day. I'd be like, hey, bro, give me 1%. Just help me. Hey, listen, I will work with you every day to make sure you got this jumper right, dog. Don't even worry about it. You need a rebounder? I'm there. We're going to get this jumper right. Because he was sitting on generational money. He ain't got no friends. He literally is part of the finesse game. He literally has a family that's like, oh, you got paid? You might as well retire. Like, that must be what the situation is. And he's going to be one of the few athletes that F it up because I have never seen an athlete be considered elite without a jumper and no post game and no offensive game, period, the way he has. Like, I've never seen it. KG had an offensive game and could beat anyone one-on-one. It's on tape. Ben Simmons is the closest thing I've seen to no. Ben Wallace is the closest thing I've seen to Ben Simmons, but Ben Wallace was a center. Ben Simmons is a point guard. I don't understand it, dog.
Let's get back into these phone lines, man. Let's talk to C-Red Nation. Yeah, make sure y'all call into the show, man. The Contender phone lines are open 855-908-5668. Let's go out. It always pop up as Shay, but I'm pretty sure this is my boy T. T, what's good? What's going on with you, man?
Is that T Live?
Not much, man. I just
Is that T Live?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
T, what's good? Let's go at it, my boy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
All right. I just wanted to talk about our backup power forward position. I like the acquisition of Derrick Jones Jr., but we're definitely going to need at least a backup power forward, like maybe a Paul Millsap or somebody, because let's face it, man. If we go up against any team's backup power forward, if you put Derrick Jones Jr., who's 6'6", he's not going to fare too well. Now, I think we at least need to have a backup power forward to at least show P. Will how to play it really, really well, and not to and on top of that, I feel like AK is the pimp of the NBA because this is a pimp move right here. Not only did you get Lonzo Ball on the pimp deal, but you got Lauri Markkanen out of here on the pimp deal. And you gain more than what you lost over the offseason.
Yeah. I would ask you this, T, kind of to look at that. I mean, don't you want to allow Marko Simonovic to become that? Don't you want to give him the opportunity to become that? Because we're all assuming just because he's from Europe. Now, listen, he got pushed around a lot in Europe. I'm not going to lie. But we all assuming that just because he's from Europe, he's not going to be a solid defender. He's not going to be able to stand in front of these guys. Listen, he's a big body that's out there. He can run on the other side, so he's going to give the defenders fits. You said what?
He can get to the cup.
He can get to the cup. And to me,
Marko got a floor game. He can shoot. Like Marko is what Lauri should have been.
Marko is absolutely what Lauri should have been. And to me, Marko is going to be, like right now, P. Will play the 4. I think the futures bet for the Chicago Bulls right now is P. Will eventually moving back to that 3 position, being the guy that he's going to become, hopefully a Kawhi-type player with Marko at the 4T. Wouldn't you want him to become that in that situation?
Well, let's think about it. Marko is really a center, really, if you look at how he plays. And I feel like it's this, man.
Well, he plays like a small forward.
He plays like a power forward. He's a stretch forward.
He played like a small forward, honestly. Mad handles and driving to the bucket.
He's an undersized center.
Yeah, he's an undersized. Well, he's
not stretch 4.
Yeah.
When you say undersized center with ball handling ability, the ability to shoot,
he go crazy, bro.
So T, wouldn't you continue your point, T? We kind of cut you off there. That's our fault.
Well, I feel like he's I wouldn't call him a stretch forward because he wasn't making three. He didn't hit no threes in summer league, and I feel like that 3-point line is a little bit shorter than the actual NBA. Now, if he could develop a consistent 3-point shot, most definitely put him at the backup power forward spot. But I feel like you kind of need a defensive center on the side of him. So that's why I say get Paul Millsap, because that way I feel like, let's face it, Marco is not a good perimeter defender, but he can be a good paint defender. And I feel like Paul Millsap on the side of him could help him out tremendously. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was thinking about.
Paul Millsap's an interesting night. T, we appreciate you for calling in, my boy. Appreciate the love you show.
I got this hot take real quick, dog. I'm sorry. Listen, we about to go double in on this. Listen, dog. Two things for sure. One thing for certain. Pete Will is going to be forced to the bench. Why? Because DeMar DeRozan is not coming off the bench.
Why would Pete Will's going to be the 4?
Pete Will's
your 4 this
season.
Pete Will's not a 4. Playing him at the 4 is not led to success. He's had his most success at the 3. Guess what? DeMar DeRozan is playing the 3. DeMar DeRozan is a more established player, more experienced, can definitely get me them guaranteed buckets. So guess what? DeMar DeRozan is my 3. Zach LaVine's my certified 2. Lonzo Ball's my point. When you have clear defined roles, we don't have to do the guesswork. I don't know anybody in their right mind is going to start P. Will over DeMar DeRozan. You stupid if you do so.
But this is the thing.
What you can do,
this is the thing
right now is you can go on live right now or 2K, whatever you play.
But
you
bro,
you want to talk 2K?
Who's the 4?
You want to talk 2K?
I would either have Marco. I would either have Marco at the 4. And hold on, let me pull up the roster.
So you would rather bench P. Will, who's already been a starter, who's in. I mean, it's positionless basketball. So most of the 4s in today's game anyway are 3s. Name me the 4 that's actually a 4. AD.
He's not.
AD's a 4. AD's a 4. AD's more of a 4 than a 5. I'll tell you that much right now.
AD's more of a 4 than a 5.
AD's more of a 4 than a 5.
Is going to actually get that man killed. I'm waiting for the Lakers to go up against a good 5. Embiid is going to have a field day on
Embiid. Embiid. They similar. They similar. They go at each other.
If he's healthy.
But to me, like P. Will at the 4 is not a big deal because he's 6'9", 6'10". Listen. I don't know what he's what 21 years old, 20 years old. He's still growing. Oh no, he just turned 21.
No,
he's still growing.
No, he just turned 20.
He just turned 20, still growing, by the way. So that's kind of scary.
So P. Will played the 4 all summer league.
P. Will played the 4 during the summer league. Yes.
Yeah, he did.
Because you had they had
corrected. I'm cool with that. I'm cool to be corrected and be wrong on that if he's going to be a solid 4. But
they're preparing him
for 4.
But here's the thing: they're preparing him for that role because defensively more. I mean, think about it. Like you're getting more Draymond Green built dudes, not that bulky, but like the 6'8", 6'9" kind of power forward in the league right now than you are the what was the power forward at 6'10", 6'11"? You know what I'm saying? You basically had 2 centers out there back in the day. Your power forward wasn't expected to. Your power forward was expected to be.
Yo, if he hit the 15-footer, he was a guy.
If he was a 15, bro,
but let's be
real. He hit the 15-footer, he was a guy, bro.
Let's be real.
He was a guy.
What does P. Will do now that Derrick Jones Jr. doesn't already do?
Shoot.
No, listen.
Derrick Jones Jr. is like you said in the live earlier. He's a rim runner. He's good from basket to basket, but if you need him to shoot the midi, if you need him to step out and take a shot, he's not going to have that ability. Right now, you have 5 shooters on the floor.
Okay, listen, I've seen a lot of people go off in summer league. Before. It didn't necessarily translate into them.
Well, P. Will's mid-range last season was phenomenal.
It was phenomenal when he was out of his head. But guess what?
Facts.
Any of those dudes you put on the court,
that's a different conversation.
You get them, they can shoot, right? Any of those dudes, they practice this every day. I saw a couple moves.
Was Derrick Jones? See, I don't know Derrick Jones shooting splits. Was Derrick Jones with the midi?
It's bad.
Oh, okay.
It's bad.
He just said it's bad.
Hey, you talking to a man that watched him? He only shoot 3. He only shoot 3s from the corner. If I'm being honest, you had to pay attention to how P. Will was moving. This
Well, listen. If he can shoot the three from the corner, listen. I just watched the man win an NBA Finals off of that, and that's PJ Tucker.
But the thing is, he's not consistent with that. My point being is, you got to watch the way that P. Will was moving this summer league and what he was saying. Like he said, he went down there with the team USA Select team, saw how Zach was moving, saw how Dan was. He didn't have to go to summer league.
Yeah,
he didn't have to.
He kind of got that experience before summer league.
He just wanted to show you what he was doing. The reason why I would put P. Will at the 4 is because, one, I'll be able to switch all the time. My defense never leaks because at some point he's gonna come off the floor. Then you got to deal with a Troy Brown. You got to deal with Derrick Jones Jr. with the switches. Then and then we not talking about that they could possibly go out and get for the center position. Going back to T. Live's point, is Boogie. I don't know where this Marco point is coming from, because why would you put Marco out there to start over P. Will, and he barely got his feet wet in summer league? It's only like 5 games.
He looked good, but he's already
I would do it.
Now, if you go back and look at P. Will, he also, I'm gonna grab this board, take this ball up, and for what I see him in summer league, it's not like he waiting no more. This man is yamming on people.
Yeah.
No, if I'm being honest, the reason why I would give Marco the nod, especially if he earned it, is simply because, again, we like to trash these players, but a lot of international players are coming to the league and dominating.
Given
the opportunity, a lot of international players are coming over. They're accepting the fact that, hey, listen, it's less contact. They're accepting the fact that, I can actually get to the line easier. They're having more success. And so because of that, hey, listen, Marco at the 4, because that's what he's naturally good at, I can see it. And Marco from 3 is better than P. Will. I don't care what you say he is. Given the opportunity.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you though.
And the NBA is geared toward more international players because they want that international acclaim.
But listen though, we had to stop basing everything off of Luka and Jokic.
I don't think we are. We're not basing everything off Luka Jokic. See, this is the thing. This is the thing.
But it's not just going automatically. Luka, Nikola, and LaMelo. Like, it's not gonna happen like that every time.
This is where Muggs miss. This is where all of y'all miss. Because no. Because he's black, we don't think about it. Who just won an NBA championship?
Giannis.
That's an international player.
Facts.
That is an because he's black, we don't think about, because he has darker skin, we don't think about, he's also an international Greek player.
Right. But
the international game is winning.
Are anomalies, bro.
Hey, I'm listening. I'm willing to down this hill.
I'm
willing to down this hill alone. But if you give Giannis' brother opportunity, I guarantee he'd be better than most of the people that come off the bench on the
stop.
Hey, look, we gotta go to the phones real quick. We gotta go to the phones.
You talking about the Thanasis?
Hey, look, the young one. I think you're talking about.
The young one is a beast. What is you talking about?
So look,
is he in the league right? Is he in the league right now? You talking about
looks like Julius Randle if you give him the opportunity.
Oh, okay. I don't know about that one.
I don't know
about that. But look at it. He's had a couple games to show it, and he showed it.
Hey, look, we gotta
a small snippet, but he showed it.
We gotta go to the phones because we got a special guest on the line, man. If y'all have been listening to Chicago sports for your whole life, like I've been listening to Chicago sports for my whole life, man, we're talking about a longtime Chicago journalist and Contender contributor. We want to welcome in David Schuster into the Windy City Breeze. David, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great, guys. Sounds like lively conversation ongoing here.
Oh, listen. It is when you come into the Breeze, it can either be all of us agreeing or we're trying to figure out who to fire first, Matt Nagy or Ryan Pace. It's one or the other.
It sounds like more like a hurricane than it does a breeze, to be honest with you.
I appreciate it. First things first, man. Listen, we want to get your thoughts on this because, like I said, you have been covering Chicago sports forever. I've been listening to you. I've listened to you on the radio. I've listened to your podcast. You're doing a lot of great stuff on that. What do you think about what we've seen AK do in a town that has had to deal with Garpax for 15 plus years?
Well, it's really interesting because, I saw something earlier today where they sort of compared the two. The only really comparison between the two, obviously, is the fact that both guys, when they took over, turned over their roster almost instantly. Within 1 year, Paxson only had 2 players from the Jerry Krause regime, and now
Yeah.
Kardashevitz, 1 year into his regime, only has 2 players from the Paxson regime, and that's Zach LaVine and Kobe White. Otherwise,
Right.
all the players that are currently on the Bulls roster going forward are Kardashevitz players, and I don't think he's done by any stretch of the imagination. I think if you go another year or two down the road, and who knows what the heck happens, I think you'll see a lot more changes down the road as well. But got to give him a lot of credit, man. He's turned this thing over. Is it a championship club yet? No. Is it a playoff? I won't even call them a title contender, but are they a playoff now contender? The answer is yes. And if you look at their starting 5, I really, really like Lonzo Ball. I think he's going to be a really good Bulls player for a long time, with Zach LaVine in the backcourt. Vucevic, he's going to score points. He's going to give up points. But he's been an all-star a couple of times. DeRozan obviously is a long-time good NBA player. And Patrick Williams is sort of the wild card. And I heard you guys talk about whether Williams or Simonovic, should start. Well, you can put that one to bed. Patrick Williams started in his rookie year, and he's going to be starting for a long, long time. Simonovic, I'm curious to see how he does. I mean, yeah, Summer League, he was impressive at times. Come on, guys, that's Summer League. That means absolutely nothing. So the Bulls got a good starting 5. Their bench is a little questionable at this point. We'll have to see how it develops in time. And I love Billy Donovan as a coach. So onward and upward, it's a lot better than it was even a year plus ago.
Well, let me ask you this. If we break it down at its core, of course, there's a lot of moving pieces in and out of there. But if we break it down at its core, we're talking about the Bulls basically this offseason traded away Larry Markkinen, Thad Young, Sato, Garrett Temple, Al-Farouq Aminu, Daniel Tice, a 2025 first and 3 seconds. They got back Lonzo Ball, DeMar DeRozan, Derrick Jones Jr., a 2022 protected first and a 2023 protected second, and $8.3 million in trade exemption. How would you grade those kind of moves in one offseason?
I'd say they were on the plus end of things, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't like giving up those first round draft picks, especially for Vucevic, but and I don't know, what the NBA is going to, hurt them with, down the road if they're going to be penalized for maybe, tampering with Lonzo Ball. Yeah. But overall, from what you just mentioned, I think it's a plus thing for the Bulls. I mean, again, I take a look at their starting 5. This is a very representative NBA starting 5. I don't like giving up Thad Young. He had a great season last year, a great season. But come on, he's 34 going on 35 years old. It's give up an older player. So I think overall, again, Kardashevitz has done a really good job. He hasn't hit that home run yet, but he's had a lot of doubles and triples so far.
If I could just jump in real quick, and I appreciate you joining us. We have a lot of conversation in the chat about the second unit. How do you feel about the second unit? What do you expect for them, especially considering that we got Kobe White, who I've had a long time beef with, just because I just didn't think he was the shoot guard of our future. But how do you rate our second unit with Caruso, Kobe White, things of that nature? And ultimately, how do you rate? How would you grade DeMar DeRozan's impact and what his expectations are to this? So it's a 2-part question. First, starting with the second unit, if you don't mind.
Not at all. I love Kobe White in the position that he's going to be going forward. I said it didn't take me long to realize, listen, some people wanted to force-feed him being a point guard. He's not a point guard. The guy's been a scorer his whole life. He was the number 1 all-time North Carolina high school scoring, player in history. So the man knows, he's not a man. He's still young, and he's a young man, I guess I should say. He knows how to fill up the basket. He can do it from the outside. He's got that long body to get inside as well. He's going to be really, really strong there's been so many great guards who've come off the bench. Vinnie Johnson going pretty far back, who was the microwave. The Pistons won their 2 championships. He was fantastic coming off the bench. Jamal Crawford, Lou Williams. That's what Kobe White is going to be probably for the next 10 to 12 years. He's going to score 20 off the bench, and he's going to be in the role that he should be. I like Caruso a lot. I mean, he's young. He plays defense. I mean, that's a pretty rare thing in the NBA, but he can play it. He can shoot from distance. He's a team player. I like him a lot. I think him and Kobe White. And listen, the Bulls with Donovan are going to run a lot of 3-guard offense at times. So these guys will mix in with the starters as well. Simonovic, he's sort of the wild card off the bench, to be honest with you. I just don't know what he's going to do. The rest of the players, again, on the paper, you don't really know if the bench is going to be a weak point or maybe even a strong point. Time will tell. I mean, is this going to be the what do they call the Bulls bench a couple of years ago that was
The
really
bench mob.
you remember the bench mob? I don't know if we're talking about a latter-day version of the bench mob at this point, but I really do like Kobe White leading that second unit. As far as DeMar DeRozan, listen, the guy's been a very consistent player. Obviously, most of that was, either in Toronto or now San Antonio, and now he's coming to the Bulls. And he's going to be a veteran player. I'm going to be really curious to see what kind of veteran leadership he is in the locker room, guys. I mean, let's face it, Thad Young was fantastic in that role last year. He was really an aide to Patrick Williams. We'll see if DeRozan does the same thing as Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams just turned 20 years old. Fathom that, guys. I mean, he's a world of potential still in front of him. So, again, he's the wild card for me if the Bulls are going to be a really good team or just an average team, if you will.
If I could follow up real quick, and I thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. AK in this whole transition has said that he's not done. And since I know that you've been around this organization much longer than we have, and you've given great game, and it's just this short period of time, it's just being with us. What do you speculate, if you can, and if it's if it's me being too forward, let me know. But what do you speculate will be a good target for him, and what he means in regards to that?
Well, you know what? Again, like I said, he's hit some doubles and triples, but he hasn't hit the home run. And listen, to hit a home run in the NBA, you really got to be in position to do it. I mean, obviously, the Bulls, the year they got Derrick Rose, they hit a home run. But of course, they won the lottery that year. Cleveland won the lottery and got LeBron James that year. I mean, I don't know if the Bulls, listen, Milwaukee got Giannis. What number did they get him at? I can't remember. Was it 15 or something like that?
Yeah, much later in the draft.
Yeah, so I mean, you can hit a home run later in the draft, and again, they at least garnered a potential first-round pick, in this Markkanen deal today. And by the way, I like the deal overall. I mean, I think Jones is, Jones will be part of that bench mob, if you will. It'll be really interesting to see how he fits in. Markkanen, I just thought, as far as he goes, Markkanen actually they had an up and down season last year. He shot 40 from 3 last year. He shot 59% from inside the arc.
Yeah.
He still was a pretty good player. He's only 24 years old. Unfortunately, I think he's pretty emotionally weak, if you will, weak mind, and physically he's still a little bit weak also. But, I think he's going to a good place, at least in Cleveland, maybe not the city itself, but on the organization. I think he's going to fit in pretty well on a young team over there. So, again, DeRozan will fit in pretty good. And as far as Karnisovas, he's going to maybe have to hit a home run further down the road. I'm just not really sure how he's going to do it.
From your experience, would you say that Lauri Markkanen trade, what we got back in return, the future picks and things of that nature, do you think that we got equal value? Like, how would you rate that, considering that, I mean, I preface that by saying, we've got everyone else that we've speculated, at least on this channel. We've gotten Alonzo Ball, we got DeMar DeRozan, people we thought we could really acquire. AK got him, right? But for Lauri Markkanen, I mean, he had some really high expectations and ultimately signed for $67 million or whatever it was, way under what he was asking for us. Do you think that we got equal value, or do you think that this was just, did we win in this trade or not?
I'm going to probably cop out on this question only because I don't really know what kind of player Derrick Jones is going to be. I mean, the Bulls were going to get a first-round pick from somebody for Lauri Markkanen, and they had to because, listen, They gave up a couple for Vucevic. They might even lose another one down the road. Listen, the one that they got in today's trade, that might go to the NBA as far as penalty for potential tampering with Lonzo Ball. Time will tell on that. I don't think they'll get hit with a first-round pick if there's even any penalty whatsoever. But they had to get a first-round pick back from somebody. It's a protected first-round pick. At best, it'll probably be a mid-first-round pick. If not, it'll be a second-round pick further down the road. So they got a couple of draft picks, and they got Derrick Jones. Again, I'm not really sure what kind of player Derrick Jones is ultimately going to be. Somebody today said, well, he'll be fantastic in the pregame doing dunks. Well, big deal. That doesn't put points on the board. Yeah, and the Bulls, between him and Zach LaVine, listen, the Bulls will be fun to watch in the warm-up drills. But I think Markkanen is a pretty decent player who just never broke free. I remember one game right in his rookie season at Madison Square Garden, which is not the easiest place to play, and he had like 30 and 15, and he showed what kind of player he could be, and at times he could be that kind of player. But like I said, when he didn't get his contract at the beginning of last season, and then eventually he got thrown to the bench for different reasons, I think, he wanted out of here in the worst way. There was no way he was going to be at Bulls this upcoming season. And he just sort of shrank, to be honest with you. So emotionally, mentally, I'm not really sure how strong he is, but I do think he's, a 7'1" guy, and he is legit 7'1" who can shoot.
Legit 7'1".
Yeah, those guys don't grow. Well, maybe they do grow on trees because they're trees. But again, he's got a lot of talent. Do the Bulls get back enough in trade today? I guess the cop-out answer is only time will tell.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much for answering the questions. I have one question before you leave. I want Ringo to go first, but I have one question that I think will interest you before you sign off. Thank you for that.
Sure.
So my question, I got like kind of like a 2-part question for you. So, cause I know we touched on Kobe White earlier, but with him being out early next season and us going into summer league and seeing Dotson and Io, who's by the way the hometown kid, what do you see coming out of that backup point guard role? That's my first question. And then my second question for you is, can you just speak about what you think we're going to see from this team? Because I'm not even talking about offensively. Can you speak to what you think we're going to see from this team defensively, especially with the East coming back to fruition for what it is?
Good questions, both of them. Let's start with the second one. Defensively, I mean, we know Patrick Williams came into the NBA with a really strong reputation as a defender. I just think that maybe Donovan sort of didn't do him any favors by putting him on the best player every single game. I mean, there was a 3-game stretch where he guarded Giannis, LeBron, and Kawhi in back-to-back games. I mean, how unfair is that for a kid who's only 19 years old? But, he's a good defender. There's no question about that. Zach LaVine has gotten better. Credit to him for that. Lonzo Ball is really good. So the Bulls now have 2 guys in the backcourt who are either 6'5" or 6'6". That's going to help out defensively, honestly. Vucevic is just not a good defender. That's all there is to it. DeRozan, I don't know, to be honest with you. I got to watch him on a consistent basis to tell you what kind of player he is. There's a lot of players who you think you know about them, but until you actually see them with your own eyes for about 15 or 20 games, you're just never sure. Carlos Boozer was one of those players in question. I remember
pre-hair paint or post-hair paint?
Well, first of all, he was an all-star, okay? And I think he made one all-star appearance even with the Bulls, but he was a perennial all-star out in Utah, and I thought, oh, my God, I mean, we're going to get a 25-point game scorer, who could do everything on the court. But then when you saw him consistently, didn't really dive on the floor for any basketballs, didn't do those extra things. So, again, I don't really know what kind of player DeRozan is until I see him with my own eyes. As far as, the backup point guard, I think the backup point guard will either be, it probably will be Caruso. He can handle the ball. Kobe obviously can handle the ball. And like I said, in Billy Donovan's 3-guard offense, I think you'll see a lot of that. Io, if everybody's healthy, Io is like your 5th guard on this team. So I don't really know how he fits in, to be honest with you. And Dotson is still a 2-way player who really doesn't have any NBA experience. So That's why I'm saying I'm questioning the bench in general. I just don't know what the bench is really going to give the Bulls this upcoming season.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Sure.
I mean, listen, that kind of insight, you don't get that kind of insight every day. We really appreciate you for calling in and tuning in with us, David.
David, I may not hear from you again. I gotta ask you one thing. I really do. I hate to cut Pat off, but you're here. All the fans are here that rock with us long term. As an individual, there's a topic or subject about this team that isn't mainstream. I have my own opinions. Pat has been Ringo, AD, such as so forth. What's the one thing that doesn't get talked about this team that you would love to bring to the forefront for us to kind of tune in and watch out for?
You talking about the Bulls?
Yep. Or Chicago sports, period, because we do cover Bears, Cubs, Sox. I mean, you're in the hometown, so I want to get just purely something that doesn't get talked about that you like really dig into.
Well, I don't even know if we can dig that deep into it, but what really is going on behind the scenes with Tom Ricketts and the Cubs? Why did they dump all those players? What is his financial status? Will he spend any upcoming off season? There's a real big question on what really goes on behind the scenes financially with this current Chicago Cubs ownership. That's a story that needs to be probed a little bit deeper, in my opinion.
Well, David, listen, we would love that. We would love to have you come on the show and talk about that because, listen, we've had that conversation. Me as a Sox fan, I'm dying laughing. But we would love to have you come on the show and talk about that, man. We hope you're not a stranger. We appreciate you for tuning in with us. Let the people know where they can find you on Twitter, on wherever. I know you got the podcast that you're doing now. Let the people know what they should check out from you.
Yeah, I got a bunch of podcasts. I'm all over the place. So yeah, if you go on Twitter, you'll see me with different podcasts. Facebook also. Twitter, my handle is, and don't ask me why, it's Shoemouse, SCHUMOUSE. Somebody hung that name on me once upon a time, so that's just what it is. So hey, listen, guys, whenever you want me or need me, I'll be around for you. That's a promise.
Man, we appreciate that so much. We appreciate you for tuning into the show and giving your insight. You have a great rest of the night. Enjoy the weekend, and hopefully the Bears come away with a new quarterback tomorrow, which I don't expect, but it would be nice.
And the White Sox gave up 6 in the first, and they're now winning 9-6. Just so you know.
Oh, well, you can't go wrong there either. I just gotta say, you can't go wrong there either. David, we appreciate you for tuning in, man. Stay safe out there. All right.
Take care, guys.
All right, have a good one. That was David Schuster, longtime Chicago sports journalist, longtime Chicago sports analyst. Dog, that's one of the best interviews we've ever had on this show.
Listen, I don't know if you people realize what just happened.
Well, hold on. You people. Not my fault. You be like, okay, we good.
Really? I don't know. Seriously. We got to give Pat his props from the connection that he's made and stuff like that. Absolutely, David, for coming through. You've seen this channel grow right before your eyes, and so we want to always give people their flowers while they're still here. Pat has done an excellent job. Me, Ringo, AD, we're all in support of it, but Pat is behind the scenes working tirelessly to give you all this content. So, man, give a round of applause for Pat for making things happen.
Hey,
shout
out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. Listen. I do this because I love my teams, man, and I love the Chicago Bulls. Listen. I got 36 inches of bullhead right here. You knew it was coming. I got 36 inches of bullhead right here. I don't play when it comes to my teams, man. I love the feel of Chicago, and I'm gonna be real with you. The reason why I like getting the dudes that have done journalism and radio in Chicago is because they feel this. They feel this. They feel what we're going through. They live this every day. We're here. And so I'm going to be real with you because the whole point of us doing this live was kind of to grade what we saw from AK and Mark Eversley this offseason. And so I kind of just want to go around to each of you. You know, we got some time left for sure. We really can go as long as we want to go. I want to know from your perspective, the fan perspective, and See Red Nation's perspective, how you would grade this offseason. Because to me, when I look at this offseason, I'm looking at the fact that AK went out and got everything we needed. AK went out and got everything we wanted. When do you get both? When do you get both? And now I'm looking at the Chicago Bulls. Now David doesn't believe that the Bulls are a title contender. But to me, you don't make these moves in the Eastern Conference if you don't plan on contending for an NBA championship this season. Do they have the talent to do that? If I'm going to grade this offseason, I think that AK has 110% given the Chicago Bulls the talent to do that. Like I said earlier, for the first time ever, it's now on the hand of the coach and the players. 100%. We're not asking for more. We're not looking for more. I mean, honestly, we're going into this season looking at this team and saying they've got everything they need to win. Now win.
For those who haven't contributed, listen. For those who agree that this is an A+ season, drop a like in the chat. Drop a like for us. For those who disagree that it's an A+, hey, drop a dislike. Whatever you do, we just want the engagement. Listen, we've spent a lot of time trying to make sure, and Pat specifically spent a lot of time through a lot of trouble to make sure that this grows so we can keep you all engaged and make quality content. All we ask is that you contribute by just giving your opinion. Like it, dislike it, whatever it is, please tune in. We have some big, I know we keep saying it. There's some really big announcements coming soon. First and foremost, we would love for all of those, whether it be football or basketball, to gear up. How would you all love to just be a part of? Hey, hate me all you want to, but I'm pretty sure that you would love to go toe to toe with me in a fantasy game, wouldn't you? I'm pretty sure you would. So guess what? We got those things coming. I'm looking to go toe to toe with some of you all in the chat in a fantasy league, so we can just go ahead and duke it out, talk trash, build this family out. So listen, love to see it, bro. Love to see it. Just hey, listen, I see 93 likes. My goal is to get to 120. We got 181 in the chat. Help me, help you, because we just want to continue to put out good content. I appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Ringo.
Yo.
You was about to say something like 3 times. I cut you off.
Hey,
Ringo, do it.
I had a question. I really had a question. I didn't want to forget. So I'm just like, dog.
Hey, Ringo hit you with the. Hey, so I was gonna say, all right.
Hey, he started talking and stopped so many times. I feel bad, bro.
Hey, let's pull back the curtain. The whole time I had to text Kid and be like, listen, I know you're having fun with David Schuster. You've got to let Ringo ask his question. He's tried 4 times.
It was a good question.
I was asking questions in the chat.
I'm not trying to miss.
Hey, Kid on his David Goggins tonight. He said, they don't know me, son.
They don't know me, son. Who gonna lift the boats and the logs, my dog?
Who's gonna lift the boats and the logs?
Hey, real talk. The chat. I asked the chat what they wanted me to ask. Some people text me. Some people put it in the chat. I just asked them. I just asked them. Like I want you all to be as much of this experience as we are. Like this is.
So listen,
real quick.
Let's. What's your grade? What would you grade? Let's do it versus the rest of the league. Did the Chicago, because Charles Barkley said it this week, the Chicago Bulls had the best offseason of any team this season. Would y'all agree with that? What is your grade on?
I'm 2 likes away from 100. Hey, please, if you haven't done it,
I would say at the end of the day, I'm not being like funny for disclosure. I feel like the Bulls and the Heat had the best offseason.
The Bulls, and you know what? I'm gonna say this. To Ringo's credit, while he's a Heat lover,
Like, I'm
while he's
really
a Heat
not
lover,
trying to be
I
funny.
will say this: a lot of us don't think about this. You have to think about everything the Heat did with the fact that Oladipo, if healthy, is still there.
We got
Dog, how did the Heat do better than the Lakers?
bro.
You said what?
How did the Heat do better than
Because this is I'm gonna just speak on that point real quick. I would say that they would have did better if this was 3 years ago. You gave me this 3 years ago. I'm cool with it.
You talking about the Lakers?
Yeah, to keep it a bean with, because at the end of the day, is Brian. I'm not gonna bet against Brian.
Yeah,
but let's be real. Where's you lost Drummond? Where's your shooting? That's the biggest point.
You took the tie-in. I'm gonna be honest with you. The one thing I'm gonna say, weirdest out of everybody.
Real quick though, I'm not trying to hear from you, because when I sent you that they gave that 85 to Russell Westbrook on the new 2K, you was all here for it. So hey, I'm not
No. I didn't say I was here for it. I didn't say I was here for it. I do not think Russell Westbrook is a high player on 2K. Like, I don't think he's a 95 and above just because he gets those triple doubles. Because
he's at least a 90.
No. I give him a 90.
Yeah, I give him 90. Yes, 90. Yes, 90.
85.
Yeah.
85's. I'm gonna be real with you though. This is how 2K do their ratings.
Mad disrespectful.
Hey, look, this is how 2K do their ratings. I've seen it. I've seen it in person. Right, here it go. Round and round and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. 79.
Dog, listen, I would say this, and Pat, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Go ahead.
Until you got the statistic, which I still think is kind of misconstrued. You said Russell Westbrook puts up a lot of stats, but they don't always translate to wins. Until you saw the stat, your opinion about Russell Westbrook's triple doubles was like, okay, he gets them, but sometimes it's at the detriment of his team.
You talking about me?
Yeah, you said it yourself. Now listen, it's on the live. I'm not calling you out, like, just to put you on.
Wait. You said I said that.
You said that Russ.
I'm a Russ stan, so I
love
love the
Russ
triple double all the time.
But you said it yourself that Russ would chase that triple double before he would chase the team win. You've said it yourself.
Hey, you got to show me that live.
Yo,
you got to show me that one.
He said multiple times on occasion.
You got to show me that one.
The record.
You got to show me that one.
When he gets a trip
down, listen. You got to show me that one, because I've kept up with Russ's record for like 4 years now. So you got to show me that one.
Listen, the crazy thing is, for him to have such a winning record when he gets a triple double and to have averaged it for so many seasons, why didn't it translate to more team success?
I'll say this to caveat your point, because you're absolutely right. Here's the thing. The record itself is regular season wins.
Mm-hmm.
What does that translate to in the playoffs is what that question comes down to. Could that be a detriment? But here's my problem with here's my problem with how people come at Russ. You say that Russ does not contribute to winning. Not you personally, but how ESPN, how the narrative has become about Russell Westbrook. He does not contribute to winning. All he does is win.
I would say this on ESPN's behalf. In the playoffs, he does not.
He doesn't.
So you want to know why that is, though? Why that is, though, from my perspective?
In the playoffs, it could become a detriment. In the playoffs,
because the game plan for him to do all the stuff he's done regular season, and he can't adjust to it. So because he hasn't learned to adjust to it, this is where ultimately why I'm questioning Ringo's take.
Go ahead.
Him playing with LeBron forces him to adjust. Like, honestly, this is the best team Russ has played with since KD, him, and James Harden has been on the same team. On top of that, not only does he have that, he has a veteran shooting guard or forward who either comes up. I don't know how they're going to play Carmelo, but Carmelo is absolutely going to give me 15 a game. They're getting Rondo back supposedly. They're getting DeAndre Jordan. Like this team is just as stacked or even more stacked than it was when they just won in the other season. Like it's a stacked team. They're old, but they're stacked.
I'll question you with this because you said this is the best team Russ has ever played with.
I agree. I do think so.
This is not the best fitting team Russ has ever played with.
I can't say that yet.
I can because of this.
It all depends on how LeBron plays.
Here's the thing. It's because of this. When is Russell Westbrook? When have we seen him be most effective with his assists?
When he has shooters around him, I give you that.
There it is. And unless Carmelo Anthony is going to commit to, hey, I'm cool with being in the corner. Unless LeBron James is going to commit with, I'm cool with being in the corner. AD, I'm cool with being in the corner. Because this is your, is Melo probably starting 5? Are we talking about on that team starting 5?
Melo should start, but here's why I question that a little bit. There was a recent post that came out that really showed who dominated certain sectors within the floor between 2 and 3. LeBron James dominated 3 of those sections. 1 in the paint, and 2 right outside the free throw line, right? Where that's where he gets his money from. So realistically, Russ could absolutely transition his game to where he can play a John Stockton role and LeBron can play Karl Malone. And because Karl Malone to me has always been the comparison for LeBron James. People don't like to do it. We don't like to do it because of ultimately it's not a sexy thing to do. But Karl Malone was an absolute bucket getter his entire career. There's nothing he couldn't do. That's why he's second all time when scoring.
Yeah,
he's the Iron Man of the league as well. So when I looked at the scoring ability or capability of LeBron James, I've always looked at Karl Malone. Same physique, same size, same ability to overpower his opponent. LeBron was just a better defender, in my opinion. So now in his later years, if LeBron is willing to play off ball like he said he is, and allow Russ to be the point guard, I can see that working. I can see this being a resurgence of the 2004 Lakers, and maybe they actually pull it off this time because Karl Malone was still getting 20 a game, even in his later years. Karl Malone is a walking, but he's one of those unsung legends in the league that gets no respect, but he was beasting your favorite player on a regular. Like if Michael Jordan didn't exist, Karl Malone has 5 scoring titles.
Yo, but you see the word that you use, right? You see the key word that you use? If.
Okay, listen, you can say that all you want to, but Michael Jordan in himself is in a different category.
No, I'm not talking about
statistics right now that Will can't compare to because not only did he dominate, he won. Your
argument would be valid if LeBron lets Russ put the ball in his hand, but we know that's not gonna happen.
We don't know that because we don't know that.
We do not because for the first time, who are Brown's point guards
now?
Name them at all time. Kyrie,
scoring. Who's a 2 guard? That wasn't a point guard.
No. Just point guards. Kyrie, Dennis. Who's your boy? Mario.
Mario Chalmers, Norris Cole, Mo.
To your point,
let him finish.
It was Smush Parker for a hot minute. Nobody knows about.
Okay, who's out of them 6? Who's the person that's gonna tell LeBron? I don't care what you say. The ball is in my hand.
Kyrie.
No.
Kyrie was too young.
Kyrie did it though, and they won.
No.
Kyrie left.
Kyrie really turned into a shooting guard under that.
No, but Kyrie is a 2 guard. That's what people don't understand. Russ is really a point guard. Kyrie is a undersized 2 guard, and that's why they won.
To demand the ball.
To say that I'm going to give you the ball for you to do what you do, but it's because I want to give you the ball. That Kyrie gave LeBron the ball when Brown wanted the ball. Russ is going to tell Bron, hey, look, you're at a different point in your career. You're still Bron, but you're at a different point in your career. I'm going to give you the ball when it best fits you.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see that working out. I see LeBron say, "Hey,
Yeah,
listen, you've
I'ma be
never
real
won
with you.
anything. Give me the rock."
Hey, kid.
Post. Like,
Yeah,
I see that.
I'm gonna
Happen.
be real. I'm gonna be real with you. Go back because I know you like that so much. Go back to Russ in Houston. I want to say it was around the February March area. I think that D'Antoni took the ball out of James' hands for a hot minute, or James got hurt or something. But they was talking about how Russ like wasn't the same. He was averaging like 23 and something like that. They finally took the ball out of his hands, gave it to Russ, and then Russ
He was averaging
the trip.
23, 8, and 10. Not the same dude at all.
And then they put the ball in his hands for about like a month and a half, and he come back averaging the trip. And then they took the ball out of his hands when James came back.
Now James is a great point guard too. I'm not gonna lie to you. James
is a
Harden,
point guard.
James Harden to me is a better point guard than he is a shooting guard.
No, that's true.
Because he affects the games in more. He affects the game in more ways.
He's a better point guard to me than Russell Westbrook if he played it all season. Because he shoots better and he can make plays the same way, and he also gets the same amount of rebounds when he plays the point guard. That's a fact. You can look it up. That's a debatable fact. It's a fact. You can look it up.
I mean, he is not. He's great though.
James Harden averaged a triple-double his MVP season, just like Russ did.
Nah, he was fiending for.
I'm not. No, I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you. James Harden to me as a point guard is great. To me, the problem is when Russell Westbrook was on the team, you needed James Harden to be a shooting guard, and they were using James Harden 58% of the time. That's my problem.
That's actually a good debatable point. Like realistically, if we had to have each one of them at point, who would you rather have? I'm taking James Harden.
I would rather have Russ at point because Russ is going to find James in a better situation, and James is more capable as a shooting guard. To me, you know what I'm saying? We've really gone off the point, but I love where the conversation is going.
Hey man, we just respond right now. Hey, listen, we just vibing with the P1s. We got over 100 in the chat still.
150 in the chat, over 150 in the chat. Shout out to
120 on the likes. Hey, listen, we vibing with y'all. Listen, real talk. Drop some questions in the chat. Like this is one thing we haven't done in a while. Drop some questions in the chat. We got at least 15 minutes. I think.
And real talk.
Let's go at it. 15.
Hey,
you got 15. You got 15 for me.
We got about I tell you this at a minimum. Listen, we in a 2-hour slot. Shout out to first things first. Shout out to James Flip and shout out to the contender, man. The call lines are still open. I feel like I missed the call on that. That might be my fault. And I will take the blame on that. We want to hear from y'all. We really do. And if I missed you, I am sorry. Call into the show 855-908-5668. We normally don't go this late, but we missed our Wednesday show this week due to me, me being at work. Y'all know I still got the 9 to 5. I'm still blue collared in a mug. Chi-town till I die. Whatever you want to be. No, but
let's be honest about the situation. That's why we asked you all to get the likes up, get the engagement up, because we want to do this full time so that we can sit here and provide this content on a daily basis. I get tired of listening to ESPN and their shuffle when realistically there's content creators like Pat out here, like myself. I gotta
do this real quick. And y'all send y'all questions in. We are gonna get to y'all questions. And if y'all call in, we're gonna get to y'all call-ins. I gotta do this real quick though. ESPN.
Talk your stuff, bro.
NBA TV. If y'all ever put somebody from Detroit, Michigan on again, and I'm talking about Isaiah Thomas. I'm gonna be real with you. The number 2 point guard, in my opinion. I love Isaiah. As a player. Kid that left the whole camera. If y'all ever put Isaiah Thomas on a Bulls game again, listen, Isaiah Thomas is a player. I'll never know as much basketball as he's forgotten. He has no idea what the Chicago Bulls are doing. He has no idea what is happening in Chicago. He has zero clue what is happening basketball-wise with the Chicago Bulls. You know why? And I'm going to say this for all fronts. You know why? Because he's not doing the research, because he's not dedicated to the speaking craft. You know why? Because he's Isaiah Thomas. Now, that's not just directed to Isaiah. I know I came at Isaiah right there a little hard. Detroit, Michigan. But I don't like Detroit. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm Chicago till I die. Detroit, eat them. Yeah, you know what to eat. Anyway. When we're talking about ESPN, when we're talking about all it, y'all don't understand because y'all didn't watch. And I don't blame y'all for not watching. I don't blame y'all for not watching. The Bulls were bad. The Sox were bad. The Cubs were good, but now they're bad. The Blackhawks have been bad. I don't blame y'all for not. The Bears have not been worth talking about until they got Justin Fields in the room. But let me tell y'all something. Don't go on TV and sit there and talk like you've been paying attention to what's been happening in my city when you haven't. Stephen A. Smith, I'm talking to you.
Oh, here we go.
Don't talk about, and I love Stephen A. I really do. I'm gonna hit Stephen A. with. Hey, look, I'm gonna hit Stephen A. with his own line. I love the brother. We have eaten grapes together. I love Stephen A. I really do. I think he's one of the best people at ESPN, and Muggs disagree with me all the time. But for a black man to do what he's done, I give him credit. He has a show that pretty much no one else can do. They fired Max Kellerman. Get up out of here. He's a boxing guy, though. But other than that, Stephen A., don't talk about the Bulls like you know what's happening with the Bulls because you haven't been paying attention. Because I'm going to tell you this right here. When y'all are talking about DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine don't work, if the New York Knicks had went out and got DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Nikola Vucevic, Lonzo Ball, y'all would have been on they meat.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Stop playing with me.
Fact.
Chicago over everything. Chi-Town, stand up. Stop playing with me. Stephen A., I would love to debate you on this because I'm going to tell you this right now. You haven't been watching. You haven't been paying attention. The only time you paid attention remotely to the Bulls is when the All-Star game was in Chicago. Talk to me.
Hey. Listen, I'm going to back my man up and saying this.
Hold up. Let me say this.
Best sports show in Chicago.
DeMar
Best sports show talking Chicago sports, period.
DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine don't work. Let's break it down. DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine don't work.
That's stupid.
Why? Let me ask you. Why? Zach LaVine shot 8. Zach LaVine, if y'all think I'm crazy, if y'all think I'm playing, Zach LaVine shot 8.5 3-pointers last season at 41%. So he made about 3 to 4 of them. 8.5 3-pointers at 41%, right? Now, we say that DeMar DeRozan, NBA-wise, speaking-wise, is a bad three-point shooter.
To Debo for the super chat, my man. We're going to definitely get to that question. Put that question up for so we don't forget.
I got it. DeMar DeRozan is a bad three-point shooter. That's the narrative. DeMar DeRozan has never taken more than 1 3-pointer a game for his career. How is he bad at something he does not do? DeMar DeRozan, if y'all didn't see it, first off, great interview by Gilbert Arenas. DeMar DeRozan gets to his spots. Makes his shots at an over 50% clip. Nobody says Shaquille O'Neal's a bad three-point shooter. Nobody says Michael Jordan wouldn't have been able to shoot the three. Nobody says, well, I guess some people do say that about Jordan, but they cap. When you talk about people that don't use a certain skill set, you don't bring up the fact that they don't use it. I'm just saying. Educate yourselves on what's really happening before you come out and run your mouth.
My brother, we're not reading. That's why we're so divided as a people.
Shut up! No, that's real to me though, because
No,
to
I
me,
feel that.
and listen, I'm finna go to the phones in a minute because I see Robert on there. Robert, he called in a little bit earlier. I think he wanted to talk about Marco. I just to me, the ESPNs of the world, the FS1s of the world, y'all are not serious.
So FS1 is
my fault. Did I click you off, kid? My bad. They're not serious about what's really happening here in Chicago because you know why? They haven't paid attention. I don't blame you for not paying attention.
No,
I
dog.
blame you.
Restream let me in, so now I'm tuned in on the back end, and I don't know why it happened, but it just happened.
All right. This is what I blame you. Not that I don't blame you for not paying attention. I blame you for not doing your research before you go on national TV and run your mouth. Stop disrespecting Chicago. Stop saying it's not going to work in Chicago when you haven't paid attention to Chicago. Now let's go to the phone. Stop playing with my team, boy. COE, Chicago over everything. I'm going to go to the phones real quick because I felt that. I felt that big. Let's go out to Robert. I think he's going to be talking about Marko Simonovic, I'm pretty sure. Robert's a P1.
P1.
Robert, what's going on, man?
What's up, boys?
How you feeling, man?
What's going on?
Oh, a little louder.
I'm feeling good. You said it 100%, Pat. You got all these haters that want to talk bad about the Chicago teams. You got everybody talking bad about the Bulls. It's not going to work. I think it's going to work. We're going to show these guys, okay, we put a good team together, not a clown team together, because we got the clowns out. We brought in some guys that can actually go and make some good trades.
Yeah. I 100% agree. I 100% agree. And Robert is a P1. Listen, you've been paying attention to what the Bulls are doing, Robert.
What everybody thought they were going to do: go out and get Lonzo Ball, go out and get DeMarcus Rosen, go out and get Luch, go out and get this guy that we got, put his team together. It's his team. And he thinks everybody can gel. I think they could be in the top 5 in the Eastern Conference Finals, even maybe going to the finals. And you know who I've been hearing about? They said that Bulls will give LA the most hard teams to beat if they went in the finals. I can see that if we gel together, we stay healthy, and everybody, even our bench is good. They're saying that we got depth on our bench, and that's what happens. You got to go and make a trade, and with the trade we did today, that's a plus for us.
Yeah,
you get 2 draft picks, and then we get a guy.
Yeah,
I think it's going to work out. For all the haters, let them hate, just like the Bears. Everybody wants to hate on the Bears. That's fine and dandy. You want to talk bad about them, but you know what? We got a quarterback. We went up to get Justin Fields, and Andy Dalton's a bridge quarterback, like I said. Our O-line is, shaky, but put them together. Week 1, if we go out to LA and beat the Rams, shut everybody up. I think that will be shutting all the haters. Oh, the Bears can't do this, can't do that.
My man, thank you so much for that. I appreciate you.
Hey, real quick,
Facts,
I do got a question
you,
for
my
him
man.
before you let him go. I got a question for him.
What you got, bring up?
I already let him go. My fault.
If
Hey, listen,
real quick, I got
to capitalize on the time slot.
Hey kid, we know why, because it was the Robert, you got to get your phone checked out, my boy. Checked out. I'm not mad at you though. I appreciate you for calling in. I appreciate you for calling in.
Rigo, ask your question. Maybe he can hop in the chat, but we definitely want to get to
Robert gonna be in the chat. Shout out Robert Schwartz, man. He be in the chat all the time.
I know we missed the Wednesday show. My question is this: with the season about to start, sooner or later, Matt's gonna announce who the starter is.
He did. He did.
Oh, it's Andy.
Hey, come on.
It's Andy. Oh,
It's
okay.
Andy.
So my thing is this: how many? What's the over under on games for Andy as a starter?
8.
Because to be honest, I'm gonna keep it a.
Is he winning? If he's winning, he plays the season.
It's mid.
He's
It's
8.
mid.
It's 8. The over and over is 8.
It's mid. No. Listen, because I don't think, and I don't think that he's looked great.
I don't either. I don't think he's looked like the best quarterback out of camp.
I don't think Justin Fields will beat him.
I don't think he has. But to answer that point, I'm gonna ask you this: has Justin Fields receivers given him any help?
That's not the point.
I don't think Andy Dalton's help.
I don't think Andy Dalton's receivers are giving him any help.
But I'm saying the over under is 4, because you have no games to win.
4 games?
4. I'm gonna tell you why.
I'll take the over.
I'm gonna be honest.
I would take the over.
I'm gonna be honest for a second.
I think he beats the Rams.
Stop me when I'm lying.
I think he beats the Rams.
Just stop me when I'm lying.
Yeah. To Robert's point.
Stop me when I'm lying. There are 7 playoff spots up for grabs this year, right?
Yep.
3 of them are coming out of the NFC West.
To me, that depends on Kyler Murray.
And I don't think Kyler Murray got it.
Okay, but
I listen. I love Kyler Murray.
I'm not sold on him.
I love Kyler Murray and I love DeAndre Hopkins.
I'm not so. And listen, if it works out, it's only because of Dion, not because of.
I'm just saying.
I know that makes no sense. But
I'm gonna be real and please, like I'm not trying to get sliced up for this, but to be honest,
you getting sliced up.
I don't think they're a playoff team unless they start Justin Fields.
The Bears.
I don't think they make the playoffs if
because
they do.
I don't think the Bears have taken the switch to the offensive side of the ball.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
I don't think the Bears they're still coming into the season relying 110% on their defense or whatever the offense gives them. The offense,
but the defense.
We have not seen them. We've not seen while me and Kid came on here and killed and said Mitch had a game.
And
we've not seen this defense with Roquan Smith. Roquan Smith is a game changer player.
No, yeah, that's true.
The disrespect the NFL has been giving this man. I'm talking about with rankings.
Bro, not even on the list.
Not even on the list.
No, let's be real though. Let's be real. Football is a one, as opposed to any other sport. Football is a one sport where the defense does not play offense. Like both sides, like you can have a powerhouse of an offense and lose because your defense sucks. How do we know? Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta Falcons, excuse me. We see that all the time.
Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, look.
Dallas Cowboys.
Both apply, right? But
Dallas Cowboys. You can put up 30.
No. Dallas Cowboys is totally different. They suck as an organization.
Whoa, totally the same. You put up 30 and you giving up 38.
Listen, as a Giants fan, I'm gonna need you to take the back seat on that one because I don't know what we arguing about, but we ain't arguing about much. Anyway, we're talking about the Falcons blowing a 28-3 lead.
We talking about high potent offenses.
We're talking about high potent offenses and no defense, and you ain't have neither. You just lucked up. Let's
we didn't, but we finished second.
Your highlight is someone catching the ball on his head like this. I'm not trying to hear that, dog.
James, it's okay. It's okay. They're sleeping on us. We don't want to hear it.
You're talking to James. You're talking to James.
It's okay. It's okay.
Hey, listen.
James flipping back in the stool.
You were one sack away from not even being there.
It's all right.
All I'm saying is this. It's cool. I get you. But your best, no one's checking for the Giants. Anyway, powerhouse offense with Atlanta Falcons, with Matty Ice and stuff like that, and no defense. That's why they lost. They had no defense, right? So at this point, we're looking at the Chicago Bears when we finally got the QB position right, but our defense sucks.
Hey, listen.
For whatever reason it is. So at this point, Andy Dalton can go out there and be a god, be a man amongst men, and it won't matter because he don't play defense.
Hey, I'm gonna say this.
He can't stop nothing.
I'm gonna say this. When we're talking about getting a lot of echo.
Please get to Debo's question.
Getting a lot of echo.
Debo's question, please.
Oh, Debo's question. We do got to get to that.
A man dropped 10 bands just to get to the question. And
okay, 10 bands. Hey, look, hold up. No disrespect. 10 bands does. 10 bands does. No, this is what I'll say about the Bears. As Bears fans, and there's a video coming tomorrow or Sunday, one or the other. Check for it.
Hey, Ringo, that comment's for you.
I ain't even hit the right comment. That's wild.
No, I hit that one. I'm sorry.
Oh, you bogus.
Bro, that's all right. Real quick. I deal with this in the chat daily.
Let me say this.
Y'all ain't scaring nobody.
Let me
Y'all
say
ain't
this.
scaring nobody.
Let me say this. When I talk about the Bears, when I'm talking about what's coming, a lot of Bears fans, and this is a video that's coming out, I have to ask the question, are we wrong? And I'm going to ask the question for this reason. Because we've never been right. When it comes to the quarterback position, we've never been right. So are we wrong? I'm going to leave that in the air. I'm going to leave it in the air. Let's go out to Debo's question here because he did send in the super chat. Shout out Debo. Debo been rocking with us for a good minute. DeMarcus Aldridge. LaMarcus, I'm assuming he's meaning. Or Paul Millsap for the backup 4 to get us over the hump. Break down your choice, defense or offensive level.
I'm kind of confused because isn't Boogie's first name DeMarcus?
Maybe he's adding all 3. So maybe he's saying DeMarcus, LaMarcus Aldridge, or Paul Millsap. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm taking DeMarcus Cousins.
Come on, bro.
I'm taking
but we know. Come on, y'all.
100% because I'm a fan. But I'm gonna say this as well. I'm taking DeMarcus Cousins because I've seen DeMarcus I saw DeMarcus in the playoffs last year. In 10 minutes, put up 13. Or was it 11?
How them knees look?
It was 13, I think.
It was 13, I thought.
How them knees look?
Hey, look, you know why he wasn't put out there as consistently? Because he got healthy during that. But if I'm asking you to be the backup center for a consistent period of time, and maybe you come into the Bulls organization and they got something health-wise that works better for you, which is weird to say about the Bulls, but I can live with that. I can live with DeMarcus Cousins being an if you bring him in on a vet minimum. When we're talking about
we're talking about playing the 4 though, right?
I'm talking about as a backup center.
No, he says for that backup 4 to get us over the hump. So the question was
for the backup 4. I mean, listen, let's be real. Okay. This is what I'm gonna say about Boogie Cousins. There's nothing Boogie can't do. Health is stopping Boogie. Right. There's nothing Boogie can't do on the court. He can dribble, he can shoot, he can pass.
Right.
There's only 3 things you got to be good at in offense, on the offense and in the NBA. You got to be able to dribble, shoot, and pass.
What's your take, Ringo? I gotta.
So I'm looking at it like this: LaMarcus Aldridge is out of the question. I'm
not rocking with the heart condition.
For me, and that's my point.
Yeah.
I can't. I understand you got a second opinion. You think you healthy? I'm not trying to take that risk because me as a GM, head coach, whatever, I can't have that on my conscience. Consistently throwing you out there. And I don't know if
the chance somebody dies on the court,
which is we don't wish that on nobody.
But I mean, you're coming from that experience already with Chris Bosh.
Yeah, and the thing is, he wanted to come back.
Yeah,
but the thing is, I was with Spo and I was with Pat. Like as bad as you want to come back, like that risk of you passing out on the court, bro. Like that's not the type of legacy you want to leave.
Yeah.
Especially with social media nowadays, you know how they run with that. So that's I'm not even considering that. Now, if you talking Paul Millsap or Boogie, I have to go but I have to go Boogie because at the end of the day, Paul Millsap hasn't really given me anything playoffs wise in 2 years. It's like what's really
As a backup, though.
as
Paul
a,
Millsap has been the number one option at the power forward position.
As a backup,
as a backup, I'm still taking Boogie, but his role will have to be mad selective for me in the playoffs because the floor shrinks and them mugs is gonna pick on you in the pick and roll, and we know just as good as anybody. Like the Styles, in the words of Damian Adams, Styles make fights. So depending on the matchup you get, that 1-4 pick and roll, whatever you want to say, he's gonna get to it for as much as he's gonna give you on the offensive end, you giving up just as much on the defensive end. That's what I would say. I'm not saying that you can't use them. It would just have to be selective. So I'm going Boogie.
no, I respect it all. I figured you two would go Boogie, and I can't hate on it. I'm gonna go Paul Millsap, and the reason why is because one, it's not because I don't think LaMarcus could be effective. I'm just really concerned about the heart issue, and I would hate for him to come out and try and it end up horribly for him. I'm just really weary for that. So ultimately, I want the best for him. And if he can play, then let him play. If he can play at a high level, then obviously I think he's the more skilled between the three.
Heart is something I can't chance.
I can't chance it. I just don't.
Heart is a different level.
Like
even Bosch was what? Bosch was
lungs? Like blood
Bosch
clots in
was
the
blood
lungs. It started off in the legs, and then you got the lung. I can't.
Aldridge in the right position is a guaranteed bucket, and so I can't put anything past him. And he's proven it. He proved it when he first got to San Antonio. He proved it obviously in Portland. And so obviously it's just an unfortunate situation. You could go back and look at his first stint in the playoffs with Pop with the Spurs, and that man was getting to it. And so I can't hate on that. But like my man Dwayne Smith just put up there, and I appreciate that. Paul Millsap has actually played within a very similar lineup that we just put out on the floor.
Yeah.
And because of that, and because I know he can play without getting the ball as consistently, like Boogie needs the ball. Boogie is a good player, but Boogie is more effective when he's getting more touches. And unfortunately, his health and limited minutes doesn't allow him to get in rhythm as consistently as I would want him to. And while we're talking about a backup four, we're really looking at someone who can be a backup but can play a starting role if they need to. Boogie can't play a starting role, in my opinion. Just his health doesn't allow him to. He hasn't proven.
I don't need him to play a starting role though. None of these guys.
No, but
none of these guys I'm looking at to play to start.
I think Paul Millsap can start. He's a serviceable big.
I don't want him as a starter. I want Paul Millsap coming off of the bench because I think in the age of positionless basketball, Pat Williams is going to eat.
No, I give you that. And here's the thing: I'm looking at somebody who can take reps off of his plate. That's all I'm looking at. I'm looking at somebody who, when he's going against a LeBron or somebody like that, a bigger four, bigger three, when we move him in this positionless basketball era, Paul Millsap can fill that gap and be dependable.
True.
Other two players, we dependable. You said it yourself. The best ability is availability, and so at this point, the other two are not available as much as he has compared to the other two. He's an Iron Man, so he's an Iron Man who can give me some buckets when I need it. That's where I would go. Just for I'm playing safe, not sorry in that regard. But if I just have to go off sheer potential, of course, Boogie is at the top of my list. He's the best on that list potentially. But we haven't seen it, so I can't bet on that long term. That's all I'm saying.
I would say if you found him a good 10, because Ty Lue found him a solid 10 minutes. He found him 11 minutes.
I'm gonna be real with you. If I'm bringing somebody in, I don't need you for 10, 11. I need you for.
But he was coming behind Montrezl Harrell, who
I need you for. But not last season. Trez was in LA, or he was on the Lakers.
Oh, he was on the Lakers, yeah.
And now look where he ended up. But but I mean, if I can just find that right matchup for that cool, it doesn't have to be a cool 10. It just gotta be that, like, oh, okay, if you gave me if Al Horford, like I can guard Al Horford for 5 minutes, and then he takes Al Horford out. I'm gonna take Boogie out, and then so on and so forth. We just gonna play an offensive defense game.
Facts. Hey, look.
That's basically all it is.
Hey, look, we appreciate y'all for rocking with us, bro. We've been in here for dang near 2 hours. Hey, Samurai, I see your question here. Send it in again if you got to. Repost the question real quick. If you can repost the question real quick, we'll answer it real quick. Because we appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. We're going to get out of here about 9:55-ish. So, man, we want to let y'all know some stuff we got coming, though. Tomorrow, the Bears gear drops. Get in tune with us. Check the link in the description below. If y'all haven't gotten the Bulls gear is already out. But the Bears gear drops. We got crew necks, t-shirts, hats, hoodies. We got hoodies. We got the hoodies. I mean, what we talking sweatshirt? I mean, I don't got nothing knit coming. You know what I'm saying? I can only do so much. We got a lot of stuff coming there.
Hey, Samurai, it's important to me that you get the respect. I mean, you've supported us. We want to support those who support us. So please repost the question if we missed it.
Here we go. What did he say? He said, are you guys going to cover the Blackhawks? They've been making moves too. I'm going to be real with you, Samurai. I'm a 100% disclosure. First off, me and Ringo are the only two people to watch hockey.
Facts. I don't watch hockey.
Okay, all right. We're the only two people to watch hockey. 100%. And I think me and you, AD watched a little bit, but we only watched the Blackhawks.
Like that's legitimate.
Hey, look,
I know names around the league.
There's some dude named Latanov. I have no clue who he plays for. So to me, that's a disservice to the people of the chat that are Blackhawks fans when we get them in here. That if I come on here and I say I know what I'm talking about when we break this down, it's a struggle to me. Now I will cover the Hawks. Maybe we can do some live Hawks games. I do love the Hawks.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Since I've been brought on, it's coming on it's literally just past the 1 year anniversary since I've been brought onto this show, and so I hope that you all have seen it improved since then. I know we got to wrap up real soon, but I'll be honest with you,
like right now,
is tough. So I am going to make it my business to be well versed in it, but it's gonna take some time. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hey, look, behind the curtain, James Flippin just texted me and said we'll get some Hawks guests. So we will talk Hawks in the future, and y'all can bet on that. Hey, yo, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. We really do. C-Red Nation came through. Bear Don Nation, the Feed the Bear. I don't know what thing they're going on Twitter these days. I'm not sure. But y'all know it's Bear Don all day. C-Red Nation, White Sox Nation. I mean, you can say the Cubs. What's the Cubs thing? Nobody knows.
Hey, fire sale.
Fly the W. Yeah. Anyway. Hey, yo, we appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. For the man Stefan, the Don Line Wine, and the pettiest man alive, Petty Casanova. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Hey, yo, Chicago, y'all stay safe out there, my boys. Let's have a day. Peace.